NASCAR's biggest stars of today have worked their way up to the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series by way of the other two national series.
How I got my start into the NASCAR ranks is there was a small team my dad was driving for in 2012, Tommy Baldwin Racing, and we started in an Xfinity car that year and ran a handful of races. And a couple races in, Brad Keselowski came up to me and asked what my plans were. He had an opening in his truck team at the time, so I signed with them in the middle of 2012.
The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series is fast-paced and exciting, full of young drivers who are hungry to get behind the wheel and show car owners and sponsors what they can do. From there, to borrow a baseball analogy, the NASCAR Xfinity Series is like the AAA Series for NASCAR. It's where many of the top drivers really made a name for themselves before finally moving on to the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series.
Things just kept snowballing to the Wood Brothers now. So just really fortunate to get some great starts along the way and meet some great people to get opportunities to break through into NASCAR.
Now, it's your turn. You've proven you have some talent behind the wheel at the local track level, but you just need your big shot.
All right. Hello, Mr. Brad Keselowski. And hello, everybody. Welcome to the NASCAR Heat 2 Career Mode. Should be interesting. I guess we're gonna start at the bottom and work our way up. Let's see what this message is all about.
Hi, I'm Brad Keselowski.
What's up?
I've been watching you out on the racetrack, and you've made some impressive moves.
Creepy.
NASCAR needs more drivers like you. I hear you want a shot in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. I don't have a seat available in my trucks,
Of
but I
course.
know a few contacts that might be able to help you out. Let me see if I can make you a few calls.
All right. That was very insightful. We learned the knowledge that NASCAR drivers are not actors, and don't you ever forget it. All right. Before I start, I actually want to check the career mode settings. Yes. Normal difficulty. Let's go for hard difficulty. Race length. I'll keep it. We did a 13% race there, but that's a cup race, and those races are longer. We're going to be in the trucks, which are short races. So I think 25 is probably a good starting point. We might go up to 50. 4x. Yeah, I like that because it's a quarter of the race. So having 4 times the wear would be where I think that would go. We'll do all flags relaxed yellow. That seems sane. I'll stick with the stage format because that's what NASCAR is doing. Practice quick qualifying race. Yeah, that seems like a good way to go as well. Full damage, stability off. No, always use custom setups or not. Yes. Sure. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but we'll find out. Check for offer for the next era energy resources 250 at Daytona. Boy, that just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Okay. No offer. All right, that's our career, everybody. We're done. Bye. I guess I'm gonna go try and find an IndyCar ride. Matt Crafton won the first race. All right. Do we ever get to race the Active Pest Control 200 at Atlanta? We going back to Atlanta? Offer received. Apparently we are. HFR. We could use your help driving the number 52 truck in Atlanta this Friday. Get a top 22 finish. And we might consider working with you in the future. Okay. $12,000 for a top 22 finish for... Is this a fictional team or are you driving for real teams? I'm not entirely sure. I don't follow the truck series super close, at least not these days, but we'll see. Hello again, Atlanta. Oh, and there's our truck, as it appears to have not been cleaned since the last time it was used. Oh, that's sad. Oh man, that's really starting at the bottom when they don't even clean the truck between races. That's pretty bad. Okay, so setup career custom race versus career custom qualify. Oh, okay, it's just defaults to those. Got it. All right. I'm gonna do some practice and then we'll go to qualify. Okay, so for qualifying, let me actually look at the setup, which is gonna be X. Yes. I think the main thing we probably want to do is throw some grill tape on there. So we'll go up to maybe 60%. Seems like a good safe number. I probably should have tested that in practice. That would have been smart to do. In general, they make default setups in racing games very understeery. Or, sorry, this is NASCAR land. Very tight. So, probably going to want to do some things to loosen it up. Also, probably going to want to put some more camber in it, because that's probably rather, what's the word I'm looking for? Safe. A very safe number. I'm going to take some spring out of the right front, which will lower the right front down a bit. It's going to loosen it up. It's going to pin the nose down to the ground, which should be good for aero and for chassis. And we'll give that a try. I'll save that setup, and we will qualify. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Remember the crazy speed-sensitive steering when we're going slow. And we'll just hop right up on track. I'm doing the one-shot qualifying because, I don't know, Truck Series, it seems, I don't know if they do multiple. Do they do the multi-qualifying thing, like the stages of qualifying for the trucks? I really don't know. But it seems like a bit much, especially for a 32 truck field, not car field, 32 truck. If you're not familiar with NASCAR, I'll certainly try to fill you in as much as possible about why in the world we're racing a truck and stuff like that as we go. Alright, so a little bit of lift there. Try and get it back down to that yellow line. We would have been better off lifting a bit more and getting to the yellow line and staying there. Try that 3 and 4. Yeah, that's where we want to be. Short way around. Okay, what does that put us? 27th. So we certainly have some work to do in the race. Well, those were real names. I think those were all real names, in fact. So pretty good depth in the amount of, at least, you know, drivers they put into the game. 27th, gotta get to 22nd. That's gonna be a little dicey. We'll see what we can do in the race. 15% grill tape. That seems awfully low, doesn't it? I'm gonna go to 25 and just see how it handles it. And I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know what to do with this thing just yet. Oh, you can change the ride height. Oh, you can only raise it. It's already as low as it is, or low as it's gonna be. All right, yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Okay, first gear. Let's just try and keep things clean here. So since this is a 1.5 mile track, this is basically pack racing. And pack racing means that the draft is enough to keep you pulled up to the vehicle behind, or the vehicle ahead of you. It's not quite like Daytona Talladega in that you do have to lift for the turns. Actually, huge lifts here as we're all bunched up. But down the straightaways, it's enough to pull you back up to somebody, even if you were a little slower than them in the turn. Alright, don't clip the apron because it's going to wash out, as it did. I got one to the right of me yet that I'm kind of leaning on. You're stuck in the middle. That's back racing. Alright, drive it on the outside here. That worked out well. Now I'm kind of pinned in behind the two here. Don't think I want to go to the outside in the dogleg because it narrows up real fast for turn 1. There's a lot of these kind of tracks. If you're not very familiar with NASCAR, Atlanta was one of the first. Charlotte, I think, was the first of this style layout. And then Atlanta in 97, I believe, converted to this layout, where it's a quad oval. And this is the quad part right here. It was something that was done because it was just a very geometrically, if we're gonna be real serious right now, it's a very good layout to get fan interaction with the track. You can see pit road very well. You can fit a lot of grandstands around the front stretch. You can get more grandstands around the start-finish line, where everyone wants to be. And it was a formula that worked. This one used to be one of the fastest ones, but now that it's old and worn out, it's become a little bit more interesting. So I'm lifting quite a bit in the turns. This has actually opened up a bit more right here than I expected. So let's see if we can use the draft to get around Cobb. These are real drivers. I do recognize these names, even though I don't follow the Truck Series very closely. I do recognize some of the names. That's an issue. They like to wash out wide there. And I'm not gonna use this series to try and preach to people about why they should like NASCAR. That's not really important to me. If somebody out there doesn't like NASCAR, that's fine. I don't really care. That's your own choice. There's plenty of sports out there that I don't like, say football, and there's basically nobody that's ever been able to convince me otherwise why I should like it. But I'm not a person to say like, oh, football, that's dumb, it's just super simple. Anybody that likes football is obviously stupid, and football players aren't as skilled as any other sports players. I don't know. I don't have the kind of knowledge of the sport to make that kind of claim. But I will, on the other hand, try to explain why I think oval racing has its own set of skills, why it has its own style of talent that is necessary for it. And the Truck Series being the entry level of the premier NASCAR series, it's set up in a way to try and level the playing field as much as possible. The trucks are much more simple in their construction, in the fact that they don't have fuel injection, for example. They use carburetors still. They use the old school MSD ignition. They run a tapered spacer, which is basically an air restrictor, so that they can limit how much horsepower they make, which helps to kind of gate how fast they could go. All right, there's the end of our first stage, 24th, making our way up, but need to find a little something here. Okay, so pitting. We need to pit for fuel. That all looks fine. I think we will take tires because we need 2 cans of fuel anyway. Press A to pit, advance to the green flag start. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. Alright, we're still in pretty much the same position we were. No loss there. Let's remember to go to first. Okay. Kind of an opening to the outside, and you can pass to the outside. I believe that's still a rule. I know it used to be. I don't know if that changed when they went to the double file starts or not. We're kind of losing some spots here as the bottom line got moving a lot faster. That was surprising. Now that the bottom line's a bit more jammed together, I think we'll be able to make a move to the outside here. Maybe. Real wide. I tried to flat-foot it into one. It almost stuck, but it did gain us some time. This is the kind of stuff that oval racing and pack racing, it tests your abilities. You gotta take advantage of just the littlest opportunity to get ahead. There might not be as much pinpoint precision on when you get back to the gas in the turn, or when, you know, exactly how you take the turns. But there's plenty of other very, very minute opportunities you have to try and take advantage of to work your way through the pack. And that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it interesting. The reason I never really got into the iRacing oval stuff is because unlike this, unlike you see here, I find that the spread of competition is just too great. Even more so than real NASCAR. Obviously, whoa, okay, I'm very sorry. Oh wait, this is NASCAR, I meant to do that. You're a jerk. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, iRacing, it tends to be very spread out in the oval stuff. It tends to be much more who found that 1/10 of a second per lap, and then, you know, the order you start in, the order the pace you have is kind of where you finish. Except for rare cases that I do see some close racing. And it's not impossible that there is close racing. It's just not. It doesn't seem nearly as close of competition as it used to be in like NASCAR 2003, and obviously it is in these arcade racing games that I think obviously don't do as good a job representing the driving aspect. It's not as realistic, but it better represents what the racing is actually like. And I don't know why iRacing is like that. It could be that the difficulty level is high enough. They've gotten the driving aspect of it so difficult that the talent pool to drive the vehicles isn't deep enough. So there's just not enough people out there to race with that might be close to your skill level. And obviously the setup stuff too. Stuff's been around for 10 years now. Setups are ever micro-changing and top secret information in many cases. Did we at least make our way back up to where we were? Not yet. Hey. Just drive in on this outside here. Okay, it didn't stick. I tried. As you can see, even though I made that mistake, the draft is enough to pull me back into this pack. I was able to close the door there, but the door closed in front of me. Yellow's going to come out very soon, so I probably won't get that position. Nope, 23rd. We're only going to get one position in the final stage to complete our goal. It was 22nd, right? I think so. Right, we're going to pit again because we need fuel. 14 laps remaining. 2 cans of fuel, 4 tires. I'm going to go ahead and throw another 5% of tape on it. Press A to advance. I will. Okay, 23rd. We're on the inside. Let's see what we can do with it. You may have noticed I turned the spotter way down because it was terrible. All right, we can't pass. Can't pass before start finish line, but now we did. Good start. They got real bundled together there. Waffle got himself in front of us, unfortunately. That's the kind of stuff I mean. You gotta take advantage of those opportunities. You see a space you could get in, you gotta take advantage of it because you may not get another opportunity like it. That was a little touch and go, but it was good. Now we're up to the other Nemechek, the younger one. The perhaps less skilled one. Debatably. Maybe not less skilled, but certainly worse tempered. Alright, don't wash out. I want to spin him out. That'd make me look like a real jerk. I'm happy where we are, and this is quite a glob up ahead of us, so I may just try to hold it in line here for a bit. Water temps are still good. Staying under 200. Eight laps to go. Still wants to take off right there. Oh, yellow. I did not expect that. We will not be pitting because it says 8 laps of fuel remaining and 8 laps remaining. So hopefully, through the course of the caution, we save some fuel as well. Let's see if anybody else pit. Nope. I'm glad we didn't then. How many laps are left? Looks like 4. We're really stuck in the middle now. I wanted to get low, but I couldn't get it to turn. We don't want to get freight trained on the inside again. Already back to what, 20th? Yeah, it's a little close for comfort. Oh, speaking of close for comfort. So that was taking advantage of a situation. Not letting it get away. So although, unless you're at like Daytona, iRacing doesn't have racing like this, I'm not going to discredit it from like being fun or being entertaining either. It's just a completely different form of an experience. You know, it's a completely different adrenaline rush. When you fight for a position, it feels like it matters. It feels like, you know, it's very real, and you got to be just extremely precise and really balance the vehicle. Versus in this, it's not really like that. It's more just the dynamics of positioning and finding opportunity. But in iRacing, this experience would have taken 3 hours. And it's very hard to fill 3 hours of airtime. That's a huge factor for why I've never done it. Okay, so I think we're settled right now in 19th place, which is good. It's comfortable for our results. See if we get a run on the outside of Young here. No, because it washed out wide on us. And not going to get there. 19th. Great finish. Man, that was a great finish. 87 speed rating. I don't know what that means, so... Okay. I don't think there's anything in the replay I really need to look at the moment. Our truck's still dirty. We got points, even though we missed the first race. Fastest lap, Ryan Truex. At his home track. Most laps led, Ryan Truex. On the move. Oh, not ourselves. Austin Wayne Self. Now there's a NASCAR name if I have ever heard one. A to finish event. Confirmed to leave the track. Alright. What does that mean for us from here? Nice job of that top 22 finish. We'll keep you in mind for a ride next season. Keep me in mind. That's a bit cold. We got $12,000. John H. Nemechek. Cone Dodger, heard you're looking for a team to sign with next season and just wanted to say good luck. It's competitive out there. I guess I'm sorry for saying negative things about you then. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like this tweet was throwing some shade either way. I don't know what happens from here. Okay, things are happening. Week 6 for the Alpha Energy Solutions 250. Check offer. What do we got? No offer. Aw. But I wanted to go to Martinsville. Okay, well, I guess that will do it for today in the career mode. Stay tuned next time when maybe we'll get to drive again.